Let's now go ahead and get the SDK set up to work with this directory. So on your desktop you'll find a black and red icon. It says SDK. It should say Xilinx SDK 2014.2. Double click that to get it started. It'll present you with a browser window, and we'll go to My 330 because this is the empty directory that we want to start using with the SDK. Hit OK, and then hit OK. Make sure every time you run the SDK, as you move from machine to machine, it may not always put you in the right directory, and this can cause some confusion. So whenever it brings it up, make sure when you look at this browse window, it's actually taking you where you want to go. We set that up, so now it's initializing and getting things set up. We have a welcome window, just a notice of warning, I guess. This is an Eclipse-based programming environment. As such, it owns the directory. So in this case, it owns My 330. And any sort of file manipulations, deletions, changing file names, moving files, things like that, must be done through the SDK. If you try and do any of those things through Windows, it will corrupt things and you'll have to start over. Okay, we can get rid of the welcome. And here's what the SDK looks like before we do anything with it. Now the first step is going to be to set up the repository. The repository just contains some of the IP that I've added to the system. You don't really interact with this. This is just necessary to get things to work properly. So you hit repositories and then new, and then you go find the IP repository that you downloaded. Let's see what that here. Student test area, IP repository. And then you have to go down one level because it was extracted. Okay, and hit OK, and then hit OK, and you'll get some updated information here. It should look something like that. Now, let's import the projects that we extracted. So by going File, Import, go to General, Existing Projects into Workspace, and you're going to browse to those that file that you extracted, which in this case is this My 330 Fall student software. And you'll need to go down one level like you did before because of the extraction. And then hit OK. And you see something that looks like this. Make sure to check the box that says Copy Projects into Workspace, and then you can hit Finish. Now once you hit Finish, it's going to start importing those projects and then also compiling all the source code that's in them, which may take a little while. So I'll pause the video for a little bit until that finishes. It could take quite a long time if you're on the J drive. It'll be a little bit faster on the flash drive, but this is still a pretty time-consuming operation the first time you do it. After that, things will go much faster. So I'll hit Finish, and while it's building, I'll go ahead and pause the video for a moment. Here you can see all the build messages are going on. Okay, we've completed building, as we can see here. This project is where your source code is going to be, and here we can see the source code for the Hello World lab that I give you. And if we double click that file there, it'll show up here so we can view it or edit it. More on that later. The project below that is BSP for Board Support Package. This contains a lot of the software that's used by the system. A lot of this software is provided by Xilinx, and then this contains the bitstream, and there are some other ones that we may or may not use this semester. So at this point you have imported all of your projects, and in the following video we'll show you how to download a bitstream to the board, and in another video after that we'll show you how to compile your software and run this Hello World program on your board.